Hi, I'm Matt from J&M Electrobikes, and in today's Spec Talk we're going to be talking about the Super SOCO TC Max. So the Super SOCO TC Max is kind of seen as the premium bike in the Super SOCO range. This is a 125cc equivalent motorbike classed as an L3E, which actually means that it is legal to ride on a CVT with L plates. So this truly is a 125cc equivalent with a top speed of 60 miles an hour and an approximate range of 60 miles in mode 1. We'll go over the modes and what they mean very soon. So the TC Max really is a proper commuter bike. This is designed inherently for intercity and town driving, so going to and from your office, to and from college or university. This is the perfect bike for that. If you live just outside of the town or within the town city itself, this is the perfect commuter. Just over 1.9 metres in length. It's not massive, it's not full size in terms of other motorbikes. Very narrow as well, so perfect for splitting down in between carriages and getting through the daily rush hour. So let's talk about the drivetrain. This is of course a Super SOCO electric motorbike, so it is 100% pure electric. You have a 72 volt 45 amp hour battery pack, which is made up of 18650 lithium ion cells. That is then linked to a 3.5 kilowatt mid-mount motor. So it's 3.5 kilowatts of continuous power, 5 kilowatts of peak power. And that's around about 7 brake horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it has 180 newton meters of torque. So what it lacks in horsepower, it more than makes up for in torque. Now that is then connected to the rear wheel via a belt drive. So to make sure that you can use the power as you wish, there are 3 drive modes, which are switchable on the right hand side of the handles. What that allows you to do is in mode 1, which is essentially an eco mode, that gives you a little bit less power and reduces your top speed to 28 miles an hour. And essentially this is the mode that you would use if you want to get the most out of the battery. So a full 60 miles as stated would be achieved in mode 1. Going up to mode 2, you then get up to about 40-45 miles an hour of top speed, and then up to mode 3 gives you your full 60 miles an hour. And in real world conditions you're more likely to see around 40-45 miles of range in mode 3. So in terms of brakes and suspension, you've got drilled disc brakes front and rear, single disc at the front. They are fully hydraulic with braided brake lines, so you really do get the benefit of a very, very good quality braking system. For the suspension you've got the upside down hydraulic forks at the front and an adjustable monoshock suspension at the back. So going into a bit more detail with the controls, as mentioned before, you do have more of a traditional bicycle style setup with rear brake on the left hand side and a front brake on the right hand side. So that just means that you don't have to worry about using a foot brake if it's something that you're not that familiar with. In terms of the way you power the bike, this is a twist and go, so no gears to worry about. You do have some mode selects, so you can go from mode 1, which is an eco mode, mode 2, which just gives you a little bit more power, a little bit more speed, and then mode 3, which gives you everything that the bike has got. So those modes are switchable on the right hand side of the handles. You've also got a kill switch, so if you're sat on the bike and you want to disengage the throttle, you can touch your kill switch, and that makes sure that no matter what happens to the throttle, you're not going to go anywhere. On the left hand side you've got your indicators left and right, which is a push to cancel in the centre, and you also have your horn. You've also on the left hand side got your high beam and low beam dip for your headlights. Now, one of the biggest benefits to the Super SOCO motorbikes is the fact that you do have a removable battery. So there's 2 ways that you can charge the bike. You have the charge port, which is located here, so you plug your charger directly into there, and then it plugs directly into a 3-pin plug in any home or office space. Once you've removed the battery, which is a fairly simple process, you can then carry that battery and charge it wherever you like. So perfect for commuting. You can go to work, take your battery out and charge it while you're working, or you can charge it overnight at home. The charging costs, as mentioned before, are about 1p per mile. So whether you're charging from home or charging from the office, it's extremely cheap to do so. The charger itself for the TC Max is a 10 amp charger. That means that the charging capacity reduces your charging times down to about 3.5 to 4 hours, and that's going from completely flat up to 100%. The battery, in the way that the charger works, has a ramp up to 20% and then a ramp down from 80% to 100. So if you're charging between 20% and 80% the majority of the time, then you'll find that your charging is much quicker. So finally, let's just touch on the options. The colour black and silver is the only variant you get in terms of colour choice. However, the Super SOCO TC, which comes in blue, green, cream or black, has interchangeable panels. So albeit a slight different design to this side panel here, the main panels, the side and the top, can be fully interchangeable with the TC, meaning that you can have any one of those other colour options. Also with the TC Max, you have a choice between two different wheels. You have the alloy wheel type, which is on this bike. You can also spec a spoked wheel variant, which is just £100 more. Super SOCO also offer a few different varieties of seats. You can get a couple of different colours, black and brown. Also a couple of different stitch patterns as well, just to suit your preference. There is a rear rack and rear box option as well, just to help you carry your extra stuff for your commute, or if you need to pop to the shops to grab your milk and bread. The Super SOCO TC Max starts from £4,249, and that is for the alloy wheel version. As we said before, there's a small price increase if you would like the spoked version, and then you've got the other options that you choose on top of that as well. Now that already includes the government 20% OLEV grant, so the full price of the bike is £5,300, and then with the grant that pulls you down to the £4,249. So I hope that's been informative and helped you understand a little bit more about the Super SOCO TC Max. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@electrobikes.life, where you can find any more of the information about this bike on our website, which is www.electrobikes.life.